Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the DC fan site that'll have plot synopses and character bios for the issue we're going to look at. So, we're continuing our run of John Byrne through his Wonder Woman. I started with 101. I do have a playlist. We are now at 116. We're about halfway through his run cover here. This is from 1996. Awesome. One of the things I like about John Byrne during this time is his ink slinging. Look at all this. He is drawing himself. He has no inker, just blotchiness and I just love it. You can just see a little bit of a dry brush he's using here. John Byrne works traditional. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful. I love I really do love this style. I know comic books nowadays are all pretty and I don't know, Photoshop and everybody works digital, but to me, traditional is just there's a beauty to it. Yes, there is computer coloring and computer, but the the I don't know, the method is still John Byrne. Man, it just looks beautiful. So, the Men Who Moved the World, Part Two. So, I still don't get it, and we got our credits here. John Byrne is basically doing everything except the colors. He's lettering this himself. I believe he uses a program for lettering. I don't think he's actually physically lettering. I do believe he's lettering on a computer even. Yes, back in 1996. Um and so we're having like I believe we're going to have a one story at the top and one story at the bottom, but we'll see here. I haven't read these issues in for friggin' ever. So, I actually get excited cuz I sort of read them with you for the first time in years. So, we're starting to overheat, Cave. And so in that plane we have uh Wonder Woman here. We have oh my god, the guy that likes her, the police officer. This is Hercules, but he's going by a code name of the Champion. So he's going by Harold Champion, billionaire industrialist and superhero. But this is Hercules or Heracles as he would be in Greek. Why involve this guy, Diana? You could fly to London under your own power. You don't need to hitch a ride with him. And so she says, "True, Mike, but I could not carry both you and Helena in any sort of comfort." And Champion is like, which begs the larger question, why are you here, little man? I love that. I love that phrase, little man. It's so used in in the X-Men. Chris Claremont used to do. Another thing that I love is the spotting of all blacks. If you can see here, there's no gap being used right here. Traditionally, you want to leave a little gap here so you can see where this is one leg and but nope, Byrne is like black, 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 black. Oh, just beautiful. So, um, Professor Sandsmark, I can understand since she is director of the Gateway City Museum of Cultural Antiquities and is pursuing the matter of a theft from her museum. And so, Mike, is it score, school, shore, score? We'll get to it, I'm sure. Which is what I'm doing, Champion. I'm a cop, remember? And so we do have a second then story behind, and this is sort of how our last issue had ended here. This new system I jury rigged is having trouble dissipating the steam generated by the boring uh through the Antarctic ice. The mole machine was designed and built to cut through rock and soil. How much further do you figure we have to go, Cave? According to my instruments, we're over a mile and a half down. And um they say here. So this is another person here talking. The ice cap is much more than 2 miles thick at this point, Bulldozer. I wish we could have found a thinner slice for this main run, but all my readings indicate that the center of the worldwide seismic disturbance is right below us. And so back to the other. Again, this is what I mean about the ink slinging. Just beautiful, just whatever, just make marks and be done with it, and just nice. John Byrne, what a master. I'm covering his run on X-Men as well, and his run with Chris Claremont on uh Marvel. Oh my God, Marvel Team Up, and it just coincided. I'm actually covering all of the X-Men. I have a playlist. Feel free to check that out. So we continue here with Champion here. A cop whose jurisdiction hardly extends across a continent and an ocean. And so Helena says, "What I still don't understand is why you're so convinced the theft of that ancient shield is somehow connected to these recent global earthquakes." And Wonder Woman says, "Call it a hunch, Helena. That shield, which I'm now convinced is not merely a shield, was stolen by the three animal headed creatures who invaded the museum last night. As I mentioned, I have a playlist that was covered last issue. And who I am likewise convinced spent the last 3,000 years inside these recently discovered sarcophagi. As near as we can tell," Helena now continues here, um, "these have been stored in the museum attic since the building was completed in 1884. Now the seals have been broken on them, and no one in my staff will admit to being responsible." So, oh, that was. I am so sorry. Yeah, that was from the previous issue, and then we're getting a bit of a recap here, and so, all right, basically, Wonder Woman says that the seals were broken from the inside, and then this guy's like, "Wait, don't open it." Um, so here, Christy, see if you can vent the excess heat through the LDDs. That would be lateral displacement ducts. Those can handle the heat of molten lava, which is 1,000 times hotter than the steam we're generating. I'll try Cave, but to access the ducts, I'll have to shunt the steam through. And then she's like, "Uh oh," and you can see here her computer is about to take a crap here. She must be using Windows, so. And this guy here yells her name, and so. And for some reason, John Byrne is just using a lot for this recap here. And so we're back to our other story. She's hurt, Cave. We've got her out of the mole into safety. And Cave says, "We're way past the point of no return now, Bull. We can't turn back. We can only push forward and pray we come out of the ice before we're all done for." So, and again, we are going through last issue here, and I'm just surprised Byrne didn't do this in just a page, and he is taking so much of it. So I wondered if he just didn't have much to go on for this issue. So we made it, and then all of a sudden that vehicle collapses down. And so again, still a recap here. And then it hits this thing, and you see the crash here. "I don't believe it. We survived the fall. Maybe the papers are right. Maybe you do have 9 lives, Cave." And so we continue here with the narration of what happened in the previous issue. Love the Invisible Jet as drawn by Byrne here. God, what a master storyteller. And the fact that he just used the entire panel, I'm beginning to think he probably didn't have much for this. So then why not focus on the story below if he didn't have much. So, so this guy goes, Christy first. I have a better idea how bad how bad she's hurt. Now four, and he turns back. So, so Byrne continuing the recap, and then we get back to the present here. The plane and its three occupants had simply faded into invisibility. That might have been the last time we knew of them had Helena not made a discovery of her own. Yes, but it's a discovery that makes no sense to me. Why would these animal headed creatures break into the museum and steal an old shield? She asks. And this guy here yells cave as the vehicle has exploded. So Wonder Woman says, I cannot say, but it is the only clue we have since I saw that shield in the arms of one of the intruders as he boarded the strange aircraft. So, and then Champion. By the way, these are the type of pants that he's wearing. So when you see, I don't know what these type of pants are called, but these are pockets that you see here. So, um, anyway, Hercules or Champion, whichever, says, but you have said you are not even sure it is a shield, Professor Sandsmark. And Helena says, no, I'm not. We called it that because there seemed no other use for it. A golden disc with no markings, but a perfectly circular hole in the center. And Mike says, and it was one of two, you said. So, yes, the pair were part of a find made in a joint expedition staged by U.S. Oh, sorry, by us and the British Museum of Antiquities back in the 1920s, which is why we're on our way to London in this amazing plane of yours, Mr. Champion. There's a chance the intruders may strike there next. Yes, says Wonder Woman. And if they do, I mean to be ready for them. And so, 2 a.m. and no sign of anything or anyone here. And so we have John Byrne in this beautiful vertical panel. Look at this. He just puts a corner, puts Big Ben there, the guard. Oh, what a storyteller he is. And so it looks like Cave is done. So Bull and Christy. How come she doesn't get a code name? Too hot. I can't. And so Christy calls out for him. Christy, you're okay? I am. I sure don't feel okay. What happened to the mole? Where's Cave? He went ahead and to scout around. We've got to find a way out of here that won't need the mole. I'm afraid the old girl is done for. So he's not telling her. And so Mike says, and this place is even spookier than the museum in Gateway City. And Champion says, ha, when you have seen what I have seen, there is precious little man can make, which is the least bit frightening. Okay, sorry, I screwed up kind of how I was reading it. And Mike continues here. Diana said something similar, Harold, but I guess she's seen a whole lot more than you. And Champion says unlikely. Again, of course, he's Hercules, so. And so Wonder Woman's like thinking here. Again, he makes a cryptic reference hinting at so much that remains unsaid. So she does not know that he is Hercules. She doesn't recognize him. So, and so back to the other story. We better not go too far, Bull. This place looks to be a veritable maze of tunnels. Cave won't be able to find us when he comes back if. Look at these walls, Christy. That's no natural formation. These tunnels were cut out into the rock. You're right, Bull. And by something at least as efficient as the cutting torch on the mole. And look here. There's some kind of delicate tracery in the stones, almost like writing. So, I know that there's a fire, but probably not bright enough for to view all this. So. And so, Bull says, hi, that looks like an Egyptian hieroglyphs. And so now again we're back to the London. I love how John Byrne, he draws everything, but look how simple he draws the lasso. Just little rope, and then I mean, what a master he is. Just creates and just with the simplicity. So um and so Mike says, maybe you'd like to tell us a little something about what you've been up to, Harold. Like, for instance, how you can look quite so healthy when you're pushing 100. And Champion says, I see no reason for you to be made privy to any of my secrets, little man. It is sufficient that you. I love it. He keeps calling him little man. And Wonder Woman's like, listen. And of course, here we have those creatures which we see on the other side. So she jumps up there and says, there, it is the same three who robbed the Gateway Museum. And one of them yells at the one, is he a cat? Cat, mouse, ram? Wonder Woman, I warned you, we should have delayed. I warned you, we should have delayed our attempts to retrieve the disc. Oh, so she's talking to them. I'm sorry. I thought he was talking to Wonder Woman. So, all right. Back here. And Christine says, not quite hieroglyphics. Sorry. There was a period there. I didn't see it. Not quite. Hieroglyphics are something I made a study of when I was in college. I did my master thesis on the stone cutting skills of the ancient Egyptians. But you're right. Though, there's something in this faded script that almost echoes the writing of the pharaohs, as if this was some kind of antecedent. So, kind of coming before is what she means. And so, this one says, to the roof. We must make good on our escape. There's no time. They smashed through your ice walls with ease. So, we got Wonder Woman and Champion here. Then we must leave from here. Now, there's no reason to risk capture trying to get to the open roof. So, and so Christine continues down here. But that doesn't make any sense. What would a precursor of Egyptian hieroglyphs be doing in a tunnel under the Antarctic ice cap? You might as well ask what tunnels are doing under the. And then he stops and says, hold it. Put out that flashlight. Someone's coming through. So, oh, okay. There's a flashlight right here. So, and so again, they're gonna try to get away now in this little doohickey. Inside, quickly! Yells the cat one. So, and she says, their eyes. They have no eyes. They've evolved to live down here in the darkness. But what language is it? But if they have, then number one, why are they dressed? Assuming, well, it's probably cold, but still. And how do they shave? Why would they shave? Um, and they would be able to hear them too. So, um, and Christine says, it can't be bull. There are no more than a dozen words of ancient Egyptian speech that we know how to pronounce. But what they're saying has the same tones and rhymes. This is some pre-Egyptian civilization. Do you understand anything of what they're saying? He asked. By the way, they're whispering. That's what these are for here. And so, back to our main story. God, John Byrne is just beautiful. Just I will praise his art all the time. We will make our own escape route. So look at this. Look, just it's beautiful. And so they're gonna follow them. No, but from the inflection, I think I can say they are not happy. More than that, in fact, I'd say they were scared. And so Bull says, do you suppose they're as worried about the shifting of the Earth's crust as we are? And she says, remember the way the coastline ice shelf was calving when we flew over it on the way here? It only takes a few degrees to upset the delicate balance of the environment here. If the Antarctica continent continues to be rotated northward, all the covering of ice will melt away, and these people will be exposed to the open air. So back to the main story. Wonder Woman says, not quite so fast, my strange friends. Invisibility will not serve you in a vehicle which leaves such clear indications of passage. So even though it's invisible, oh, invisible and invincible both sound so similar. But she can of course see it. Hera, that would be the wife of Zeus. And so they continue to follow these people, which could very well be what these people are upset about. If they are upset, I could be reading them completely wrong. For all we know, they're the ones causing the shifts in the Earth's crust. Maybe they want Antarctica rotated back into the middle of the South Atlantica. Hold it. Things just got even more interesting. So now they have a invisible rocket here, and Wonder Woman's like, no, and you can see it's gone again. So it's kind of still there, but it kind of goes from there to like black. Love that. Love the silhouettes of the buildings here. And so, of course, these guys are related. Are the we're up there now here. There, after 40,000 years, the discs are ready. In a matter of hours, we can complete the correction in the orientation of Earth's crust. Landsnart will. Wait, we're no longer alone, as he sees them. And so, back now, your friends did not take kindly to being left behind in London, Princess. So, you can see here that they took off here. So Wonder Woman says, not surprising, despite herself, Helena was being swept up by the thrill of the hunt, while Mike's score, I say score because of school, S-C-H, so I say school. Otherwise, and it would be store, so I say score. So, Mike sees himself forced into a dereliction of duty. And so Champion says, I think it's something more than duty which keeps him so close to your side, Diana. Tell me truthfully now, do I have him a rival for your affections? And Wonder Woman says, my affections are not subject to any competition, Champion. Aphrodite has not seen fit to choose a mate for me yet. When she does, that man will be me, Princess. Look into my eyes, if you dare, and tell me this is not the case, says Hercules / Champion. And so here goes Bull. They made us. No point in playing hide and seek now. And she's like, bulldozer. And so he goes through those two. I didn't understand a word you said, but I sure didn't need Christine to tell me your tone was downright nasty. And then, of course, this one's like, stop him if he damages the machine. You will have to wait for another time for your answers, Champion. It seems we have arrived, says Wonder Woman. The unique energy signature of that airship terminates directly below. And then they see the tunnel. And look there. It looks for all the world as though something melted a tunnel down into the ice cap. And Champion says, our query, I'll warrant. So, of course, they see that little ship here. Not quite fast enough, doggy boy. And then he hits her with that thing, and you can see Bull yelling, no, Christy. How very considerate of them to provide an egress for us. And so Wonder Woman and Champion are going to make their way down, and they're being viewed by the people with no eyes. You cannot understand my speech, I know, but I think you can fathom my intent. And he's gonna push her and break her. No, if you push her over, she'll shatter into a million pieces, and he gives up here. So that's what he wanted. So here, Wonder Woman and Champions are in this hall here. Hera, who are those creatures? There must be 1,000 of them, human shaped and yet clearly not human. And Champion says, I have seen nothing like them in So, and then from behind, Champion is they're hitting him with the ice thing, and he calls out for Wonder Woman, Diana. And so he melts her, or warms her or whatever. And Bull says, easy kid, you're okay now. These creeps don't seem to want us dead just yet. And so we're nearly ready to begin the ceremony of realignment. Take these two up to the hall of audiences. And so that is Ubis. And so I think she called him Ubis. That's one of the proto-names of the god Anubis, the jackal-headed god of death and the underworld. So, and she calls out Champion, and she holds his hand. You can see here it's going toward her. Cut the columns, carry them to the hall of audiences. And so, holy, she has the same falcon head as the Egyptian god Horus, but Horus was a male deity. And so, it's an owl, by the way. The surface world has sent its mightiest warriors against us, and they have fallen before our might. So has it always been, so shall it always be, she says. And so you can see them taking them there. Hurry, hurry, they are waiting. They will brook no further delay. And so we get to the last panel here. The time is at hand. Nothing can now prevent the rotation of the Earth's crust back to its true position. The great city of Lansanar shall emerge from the ice to rule the world once more. So that concludes. So Wonder Woman 116 from 1996 by John Byrne, writer and artist. Love it. What a incredible artist he is. So I would appreciate a like. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.